Hello, Chloe from Petals and Vines here. I'm just going to show you around my garden and show you the plans I have for it. What I've done so far is mostly just trial stuff this year. So I've just got it in my garden, which has only just been established. So it eventually won't be cut flower garden, but that's where I'm trialing my plants. As I work on making some shade houses and getting soil ready to plant out in the area that I plan on having for cut flowers. Hope you enjoy. So I thought I'd do this video now while it was a bit overcast, but of course it's the sun's decided to come back out. Never mind, hopefully you'll be able to see it well enough anyway. I've just been planting these asters here, and we're going in here. This is where my hedge will eventually be, all the way up along here. That's a lily-pilly resilience hedge that I'll be able to use for foliage once it grows out a bit. Along the back fence I have planted delphinium. Now I've only just put up the shade mesh along here, just too hot and it was burning them. I'm not quite sure how many of those will survive, so that was a bit of a trial and error run there, and a lot of them might not survive, but at least I know for next time. Anyway, I've decided to plant these asters. Might plant them a bit thicker yet. I've got a few more there to plant out. So that's all the way up along here. A little bed of gladiola here. One coming out here, nice yellow one. Then along the front of the house I've got more gladdies and lilies, which I'll show you as we come back around to that side. All of this whole garden along here and down along that side over there, I've only gotten so far. I've still got to finish the rest of that garden off. Is all new, so battling the weeds at the moment till I get on top of the weeds. I've got to mulch it all, which is going to be a big job. So I'll just take you for a look over here. I've got dahlias planted down along the fence over here, which were planted too late, but they seem to be doing okay. I just wait until see what flowers they do and don't produce because they were planted late. They're a little bit sunburnt, which is a bit of a pest. But yeah, it's like, this is all weeds. I need to get on top of the weeds. And then yeah, so that goes all the way down. I think I've got like 18 dahlias up at the moment, 18 or 20. Just set some dripper line up here roughly to keep these sunflowers going. Sunflowers all in here. I haven't had a huge success with the germination, but I didn't have enough water. Wasn't watering them enough to start with, so hopefully now I'll have a bit better success. So this whole ploughed paddock here that you can see, that's going to be my cut flower paddock. Now this end of it's going to mostly be sunflowers and veggie vines, but down along this end over here, I plan on like making a row of shade houses. Now I was really hoping we wouldn't have to do shade houses because it's a big job, and yeah, I was just hoping we would be able to avoid that, but our summers are just too harsh. It just burns the leaves. Next week we're meant to have 46-degree days, and yeah, that's going to destroy a few things if I don't get some protection happening on them, sadly. You can see where the burn damage, like when I planted this is a flowering gum, and it just burnt. Like when I first planted out, it just burnt it. It's all fine now, look, it's got all fresh shoots on it and everything, but yeah, it's just it's disappointing when it all gets burnt like that. Like this is all new. We're all working on this, so our lawn has been ploughed up, and then we've got to get it all leveled out and get some decent grass growing on it. So yeah, the shade mesh, this shade mesh along here won't be a permanent along the fence. I'll put it right round, hopefully over the hottest part of summer, but it won't be a permanent fixture, that one. So once I get my shade houses, I'll be able to trial a few more things in there, and that'll be good. Here my celosias, they had really big heads, and I couldn't bring myself to cut them off for ages, but they were just sitting there and they're not really growing like to size. So I cut the big top head off, and hopefully that all the little branches will grow out better now. I've got them all the way down along here. Okay, sorry about that, my phone overheated. Yeah, it's lovely and warm out here today. I've come back for a second take on this one. Now I've got to remember where I was up to. Yeah, I've got celosias right down along here, and then I've got these lilies, which again were planted too late, but they came with, what did I order? I think this is the dahlias I ordered, and this was a pack of 10 lilies came free with it, and they're doing really well. They're along in front of the house here at the hottest part of the day. They get shade, so I think that's probably what it is, because they're like, the leaves are perfect. They're getting flower heads. Flower heads a little bit too soon. They're not as tall, probably about 50-60 centimeters tall, so probably not as tall as they should be, but yeah, I certainly can't wait to see flowers come out on those ones. They're all pink, I believe, so I can deal with pink. This is a just nothing to do with cut flowers, but capsicum bush, and it's just loaded. It was last season's, and it kept getting eaten by animals. We didn't have our house yard done then, and it kept getting eaten by animals, but it's absolutely loaded, so much so I think I'll have to take some off, otherwise yeah, it's gonna, limbs are gonna break off it if they get too heavy. It's got that many on it. It's a bit crazy. Another lily which isn't quite as big yet. All the celosias down along here. Tomato, self-planted tomato bushes. I had 3 big tomato bushes in it, and when I say big, like really, they were really huge tomato bushes. I have a couple of self-planted tomato bushes, which is fine. I'll take tomatoes if they want to grow. So, along here, this garden I've really it's the only garden I've really worked on. I was working on it before we even had a house yard and everything, so it's been mulched a few times, and the soil's just really nice, and yeah, so I've had good success with growing stuff in here. But here's another lily just popping out of the ground there. These are the gladiolas. These couple here have already flowered. Then there's this one which has come up with a double, and it looks like a really bright pink. That'll be the first one I've got of that, so that'll be interesting. Some more lilies there. Silver beet. Dog that keeps digging a big hole in there, which I'm not happy about, because I also had celosias in there which now are no longer. And these couple of gladdies have flowered, which I took the flowers off this morning because they were finished, but one of them was this really pretty colour. I wish It came in a mixed pack, so I'm not sure what it was, but the prettiest one lasted the longest. It was just really, really good. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of our plans. So yeah, that's mostly where I'll be showing my videos in the future. That big frame there, my husband thought would be a good frame for the kids' swing. Takes up so much room, but I think I might grow a couple of climbing plants on either end of it, so make some shade and make it pretty, because at the moment it's pretty ugly. So yeah, that paddock out there that I showed you is going to be where I'll be doing most of my videos from, because that'll be my cut flower garden, the shade houses, and then the paddock over from that I eventually want to put natives in there for cut flowers, Geraldton wax, Waratah, and a few other things. I'll see what I can grow out there, but I've got to work on this smaller section to start with. I've got a whole heap more dripper line ordered and shade mesh to do the shade houses, and yeah, so just working on all that at the moment, hoping I can show you a progress photo of the asters, and I've got zinnias to plan out as well, so hopefully I can show you some progress videos shortly, see how they're growing. Hope I can show you positive progress photos, not ones where they haven't worked or anything. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.